Welcome to my kitchen. So here I am making up the biscuits and the sausage gravy. I wanted to make sure I got it right because it's my first time ever cooking them, and I thought it would be far easier to do that in the kitchen, away from the wind and the uncontrollable heat of a campfire. So yeah, that's what I'm doing today, guys. Maybe in this video it'll be me out in the field eating some of these that I've already cooked and I've preserved them in the freezer probably. But anyway, who knows? We'll wait and see. Either way, I'm excited to make these biscuits and gravy. Okay, yes, I'm cheating. I bought Betty Crocker's buttermilk biscuit mix. This is how I'm going to make the biscuits because I want them to be successful, as it's my first time ever making this recipe, tasting it, and I want it to be as authentic and genuine as possible. So I'm going to crack on with the biscuits. It says you only to use 1/3 of a cup on the back of the packet. It says there's 6 servings in here and you only use 1/3 of a cup. So I have 1/3 of a cup scoop. However, the problem will be that might be an American 1/3 of a cup, and I don't know if our 1/3 of a cup is the same size. So we'll soon find out, because if I put 1/3 of a cup in, yeah, there probably are 6. There probably are 6 portions of 1/3 of a cup in here. Right, good start, can't get the packet open. So I'm going to mix up the biscuits first, and then we'll get on to the sausage gravy. So let's get 1/3 of a cup in here. This is 1/3 of a cup. Roughly, that's roughly 1/3 of a cup. That'll do. I don't know if that's right because that is not going to make a lot of biscuits. However, I'm only making it for myself this morning, so we'll see. Right, and then it just says mix that up with some water. So just put a couple of wee drops in it first. I don't want to make them too wet. Yeah, this is going to make like I think that's going to make 1 biscuit, so I'm going to put another 1/3 of a cup in to make 2 biscuits. And that sounds about right, because that would mean that it had 6 biscuits in it. So that's another 1/3 of a cup in, and I'll just put some more water in, not too much. Mix it up. Right, gone a bit too doughy there. Might be alright. Wonder if it tells you what consistency. Mix the dough in the water until a soft dough forms, and I don't really have a soft dough, I have a bit of a gloopy mix, so I better put a wee bit more mixture in it because it's a wee bit gloopy rather than a soft dough. It's more of a I mean, when you see people making it, what does it then say? Drop the dough. Well, it does say drop the dough, so yeah, it has to be a wee bit gloopy to drop them. Right, I don't know if this is right, so who knows. Let's just do it. I've lined my baking sheet here, and so I'll get them And I really only should be making approximately 2 biscuits. Oh, I've probably dropped them too close to each other now. Yeah, I've dropped them too close to each other, so I'm going to try and scoot one over slightly. This does not look right. I don't think I've done it right. I think I've got too much liquid in it. Because they don't really look biscuit shaped, obviously. They're not holding their shape because they're so gloopy. So, I don't know. Yeah, who knows, guys? It's a bit gloopy looking. Really is a bit gloopy. Well, that's them. Yeah, they're a bit gloopy. I might have put too much liquid in it. Okay, biscuits are done. I'm going to move on to making the gravy. I couldn't buy a gravy mix, any authentic gravy mix for these because, yeah, it was just impossible. It's too expensive to get anything shipped from America, and you literally cannot get anything here that is the same. So I'm going to start by these sausages are in, yeah, these sausages are in skin, and it's going to be quite difficult to get them out of it, but I'm going to try my best. So bear with me while we manhandle a packet of sausages. Right, let's get a wooden spatula. Start breaking this up. I'm using a heavy duty cast iron non-stick pan for this, guys. So there's nothing in the bottom of the pan at all. So any of the grease or the fat that comes out of these sausages will be what I'm using to form the gravy and to make the roux. These are slightly flavoured, I think. They're Cumberland. Let me just check. Yeah, they're Cumberland sausage, which means they've got herbs and black pepper already in them. So they should be perfect for this recipe. I better just keep a wee eye on my biscuits. Let's have a look. Oh wow, yeah, they're looking quite biscuity. They're not ready yet. They look not bad. Fingers crossed, guys, fingers crossed. I'm so excited. Now the other part of the recipe when you're making the roux is to put in flour, and I hope again that I'm measuring the right amount of flour because I can't remember what the guy said in the video. So I've just put in a tablespoon first to see how that is. And I'm going to turn the heat down to a very low heat. Yeah, I think I probably need a bit more flour. I think he said a cup, but a cup of flour seems like an awful lot, and I don't have as much milk. I do have a lot of sausage though. Right, I'd say that's all my sausage coated, so that's all my sausage is coated, so I'm gonna start adding the milk. The biscuits are looking good. They're still not ready. They're not getting browned on top yet, so just put in another wee tiny splash of flour. Be on the safe side. Right, let's start mixing in the milk. Unfortunately, I don't have whole milk, which is not good, but hey ho. I'll just need to use what I've got. It'll still make a roux. And if I'm not happy with the consistency, I'll add some butter. So I'm going to turn the heat up again because I do want this to come up to a heat, and then I'll turn it back down. So we'll wait for this to come up to a wee bit of a heat. And do you know what? I am going to add in some butter. Because I'm using semi-skimmed milk, I'm just putting a wee knob of butter in it. When you're making a roux, you would normally add butter anyway. And the secret of making a roux is you've got to keep stirring it, and you've also got to make sure you take it off the heat when it starts to thicken. If you keep boiling it too much, all the fats will start to glob together and you'll end up with like really horrible lumps. The other reason to reduce the heat is because you've got flour in your recipe, it really needs a bit of time to simmer through on a lower heat to cook away the flour. So again, if you don't do that, you'll end up with a really floury tasting gravy, which will be not nice. So I'm just waiting for it to come up to heat. So far the liquid's not bad, I'm fairly happy with that. Keep your milk on hand. If your sauce is too milky, even at a lower heat, you can add in a bit more flour. But what you want to do is, as soon as you see it coming up to temperature, i.e. as soon as you see it starting to simmer and form bubbles in the mixture, that's when you want to turn it down to simmer slowly. Right, so we're getting to that point. It's starting to bubble in the middle. I'm using a ceramic hob here and a cast iron pan, so it's not the best setup for evenly distributed heat, but hey ho. Right, I'm turning that right down low, and I'm going to check the biscuits again. Ooh, they're looking really good. I'm going to try and separate them again, because they did join together. Yeah. I'd like them quite brown, so a few more seconds, I think. So that's my sausage gravy. It's on a fairly low heat, but as you can see, it's coming a wee bit up to temperature again. So I'm going to turn it down again, because I don't want it to boil and bubble. I just want to keep it warm, keep it cooking through. To be honest, it looks a bit like a really thick lumpy porridge. But yeah, I think it's probably good. So I've got that on a really low heat, and I think it's time to get the biscuits out and plate up. Okay guys, right, biscuits are ready. I'm pretty pleased with them. I don't know what they're going to be like in the inside, but they certainly look good. They're a bit flat looking, but hey ho, I don't mind. I'll get a sharp knife to open the biscuits. Oh wow, they look nice. Yeah, they look good. Right, I'm going to spoon the gravy over. Yum, there we go guys, look at that. It certainly looks like biscuits and gravy. So it's 11:10 in the morning, so I'm having this for brunch guys. Because man, it's massive. Anyway, here goes the all important taste test. Get a good bit of biscuit and a good bit of gravy. Mmm. Mmm. Wow. The gravy's really nice, the sausages are really nice. I put a wee bit of extra pepper in them. I could see why people get addicted to it, but yeah, the biscuits are the way I thought they would be, which is in Scotland anyway. Yeah, I mean, in Scotland, we wouldn't eat that kind of, what we call a scone. We wouldn't eat a scone with savoury stuff. It would always be sweet. So it is a bit like having sausages with scones. I think the next time I make the biscuits, I'll put some cheese in them. But yeah, biscuits and gravy, guys. Cheers. Whew, wow, I've got a whole biscuit and gravy that I haven't touched, guys. It was so filling. The combination of, you know, a baked, what we would call a scone, but you guys call a biscuit. So the buttermilk biscuit and the combination of the kind of milky sausage gravy thing, the roux, it really makes it a really, really filling breakfast. And there's just no way I'm going to eat that other one right now. I couldn't manage it. So I'll pack it up and I'll either have it for my breakfast tomorrow, I'll freeze it, or, you know, maybe one of the kids will have it for their breakfast. Thanks again for tuning in. I know it's a bit different, but I've been so desperate to try these biscuits and gravy for so long. So I really appreciate you tuning in, guys. Let me know in the comments what you think about my biscuits and gravy recipe and my method of cooking them. Is there anything that you would do different? Or what other kinds of flavours and ingredients do you like to have in your biscuits and gravy that make them taste even better? I'm just an urban girl in here having a bit of fun. Bye!